Hello everybody, welcome back to LizLabz. Today we're going to be covering our books, our skill magazines, our schematics, where to find them, how to use them, the whole 9 yards. Let's just jump right into it. I know that there's a lot of folks who are brand new to playing 7 days after it just released, and there's a lot of folks coming in from console, and books and such have changed since console. So let's just get right into it. The difference between a book series is typically one of the book series, it's easy to see they have a volume number. Also, their prices are expensive. Now, the sell price is not actually $2,000. Well, it might be $2,000 for one of them. Hang on. Yeah, it's accurate. And then for these guys right here, they're a whole lot less expensive, and there's also not a volume number on it. So this is a shotgun book. It's going to give us some sort of an ability from it. Learn just where to hit your targets to maximize the damage. Shotguns do 10% more damage. Now, if we look here, we have got our perk points, and we check out the Shotgun Messiah. We can actually see that it's listed. Shotguns do 10% more damage. This, as soon as we read this, it's going to open this thing up for us. There we go. And if we check inside our books, shotguns, this is now open. You will not have to read that particular volume of this one again. If you read all of the books in a particular series, there is usually a bonus effect that happens because of it. In this particular case, you can one-shot most wood blocks, bulk craft all shotgun ammo. Now, this is kind of ridiculous that you can one-shot most wood blocks, because that's an accidental side effect of a shotgun anyway. We'll get into shotguns and everything else later on, but it's just kind of funny that it's there. Bulk crafting all shotgun ammo would be the thing that you really need to take away from there. You accidentally shotgunning yourself through the floor while you're in the middle of a fight is never a fun thing. The next thing, now I'm actually going to tell you guys how to read these things because I just did it last time. Now, the shotgun weekly thing is actually listed over here instead of over there. We've got where are our shotguns at? You can actually type it here if you're like struggling, you can't see it. There we go. Shotguns right here. Now, whenever we read this, it is going to give us points into the ability to craft something. At current, we are working on pipe shotguns. So what we're going to do is we're going to read up to a particular point, one of two. It's going to give us the second level, which is right here, of this particular item. Pipe shotguns. Pipe shotgun is not necessarily a very good item to have, but as per the usual, the extra levels mean extra damage and usually a little bit of extra durability. We're going to get into tech tiers and weapons and everything else like that later on. I know I keep saying later on because there's a lot of videos that actually need to be covered, so I've got a long list of things. But understand, the more you read, you will get more levels on this particular item. After you read up to a certain point, you are going to open up the next tech tier, which is listed here, the double barrel shotgun. And it will show up here and it will be unlocked. And then you'll have to read 1 through 11 or whatever. So I'm assuming since this one starts out at 11, you need to read 1 through 10 to get all the way to a pipe shotgun quality 6. The quality has to do with the level of the item you're currently having. The tech tier has to do with, well, basically what tech it's on. A pipe weapon is the lowest level tech. The next one is the double barrel, which is the right level. You can only get 2 shots with this one. Then you have the pump shotgun, next tech tier. And then you have the auto shotgun, which is another tech tier. Every time you're doing this, you're getting extra damage, you're getting more ammo, you're getting better durability, and more mod slots for each one of them. So that's the difference between the different tech tiers, and you get that by reading these books. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to click over it, and it actually says use right here. So I'm just going to hit A, and it auto uses it. If you want to, you can actually set it in your hand and read it with the left click, and it allows you to read it again. So right there, it gave me the ability to do what? A shotgun quality 2. So now we have quality 2 here. We're working on quality 3. We have 3 of 4 to get to our level 3. That's how those tech tiers work. Now, that's the difference between a book, a magazine, And now we have our schematics. The schematics are only ever going to be the modifiers for your weapon. Well, what's a modifier? What's a mod for your weapon? Right now we're going to go into our creative mode. I'm going to pull up all of our mods. These are all of our mod schematics. It gives you the ability to craft these particular things using whatever the item is. Say, for instance, I want to make a muzzle brake mod for my stuff. If I read that, I can now make this muzzle brake. Ugh, I can spell. And now it is open for me to use, and I've got all of the stuff and things here it is to craft it. There are no levels for your mods. You have one mod type. Even though you read this book 5 or 6 times, you're not going to gain a tier 6 muzzle. Would be cool if you can make higher tier modifiers to go inside weapons, but that is not a thing. So that is the difference between a schematic. Now I've pulled these guys aside right here because these are technically recipes. There's only 2 left in the game. They're very, very unique, very hard to find, and I don't remember the last time I found one. So whenever you're reading your normal seeds recipes, let's go ahead and pull those up, which is the farmer stuff. Southern farming. So if we look at our southern farming, which is farming, food, no, seeds, we can check this thing right here. It's all black and white, but we've got our cotton, our goldenrod, our chrysanthemums, our coffee, our yucca, then our corn and potatoes, but we don't see the other things. And if you check out food, you're also not going to find the sham recipe. Those are unique items, exceptionally hard to find, and are typically found in particular POIs. You can only get them in very, very particular POIs, and the shamway recipe is usually found inside one of the shamway plants. You're going to have to find a secret shamway safe or something like that. I haven't seen one in a while. I haven't found this recipe in a while. This one right here is supposed to be found inside Carl's Corn, which is where you would normally find Grace. It's also the place you would find the most super corn in the game, but I have not run into that POI at all this alpha, so I have no idea where those guys can be found, but it's the only way to get the recipe for those 2 items, and this is the only canned recipe you can get in the game. So if you get the opportunity to get either one of these, definitely jump on the opportunity to get those if the trader offers them. I don't know if they can. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is this crafting skill magazine bundle. We're going to left click on here, or you can hit A and open it up. These crafting bundles that you can typically get from a trader come with a full stack of 3 different books, 2 of each. So it's a pretty good loot item to get. It's the most bang for your buck because nowadays you don't get the bundles very often. You get one of these magazines from a trader, which is absolute crap to just get this as a reward for doing a mission. The bundle is better. Just go ahead and get the bundle. It's going to give you a whole lot more. It's just going to be a random assortment of random things. This one right here helps you build better armor. This one right here makes you do better tools. And this one right here allows you to make better wrenches and stuff like that. This one's the hammers. Anyway, that's how all of those things work. And the best place to find all of your books and schematics and everything are about where you would expect them in a game like this. We're going to look at any types of shelving units. Let's see. Okay, here's a place that's got books. You can actually see the bookshelf right here. That's one of the bookshelves. You can find them in desks. You can find them in filing cabinets. There's also these piles of books. There can even just be one book on the desk. It's very easy to look those guys over. These tiny bookshelves, no, there's nothing in there. There's usually ones inside these types of bookshelves. They can have this type of coloration. They can have a wood finish. And another place you can find those book bundles is actually one of these supply crates. See, I got a crafting bundle. What did it give me? 2 handy lads, 2 vehicle adventures, and where else do I see 2 that should not be there? Did I not read one of those? I thought I read one. Oh, I read 2 of those, so that's the ones it gave me. I was hoping to see like a little magazine thing because those guys are easy to not see. I was wanting to point those guys out. Okay, here we go. This is like the best place to show you guys. This is a bookshelf, and each one of these is... Okay, we can just open this guy up, and it's just got paper. Not interested, lady. I will say, if you'll notice that the art on these books, it's pretty cool, but they still haven't done the Slick Willy episode, or the Slick Willy series. I'm still wondering what exactly the Slick Willy series does. Is that like the series to get better opportunities at the trader? Better haktui, if you know what I mean? Come on, guys. Go ahead and put the series out so we can use it. I'm just joking. I was actually attempting to find like a little magazine stand, because those little magazine stands that are on the side of bookshelves or back behind counters or things like that, they're easy to accidentally miss. Other places that you might find books. You see them in desks, you can see them in bookshelves, obviously, you can see them in filing cabinets. There are several different types of POIs that you can look for. I'm not going to give it away because that kind of kills the art of exploration. But if you are looking specifically for POIs that are going to give you the most books, we have Store 1. Okay, one of the best places to find books, schematics, or any of that is a Crack-A-Book. This is the store that you want to hit as often as possible when you're looking for books. I would say if you are getting a mission to this POI, and if you happen to run across it in your town, go ahead and hit it up, go all the way through it, and then remember the location for it. So when the trader says, hey, do you want to do this tier such and such at this location, you're like, oh yeah, I definitely want to go after that. This is one of the few that I will reset and check twice. One of the others, and this is a tier 5 POI, is the Crack-A-Book HQ. Now, this particular one is a very mean POI. So I would be very, very careful about going for this particular one. This is a more than one day job. There's not as many books as you would think for the Crack-A-Book HQ. The smaller bookstores will give you more books than the Crack-A-Book HQ. So if you can find the small stores, hit those guys up. It will be a whole lot better for you. There's usually a couple of different styles of Crack-A-Book. I think there's like one or two that are inside these sections over here. Let me see if I can see one. It did not actually show up because it's probably listed as like a quad of some sort. Oh, that's another place. These post office boxes here. Where are they? Right there? These right there also have them. And another place that you can find a whole bunch of them, particularly crafting magazines, are all of these newspaper dispensers. These guys right here, and then your common everyday mailbox are good places to look for all of your books and your schematics and everything else like that. If you are looking to sell something, the scale magazines are not profitable. They're just not. You're going to take up more room inside your pockets than you are going to get from them. And you will get more experience than you will get money and experience from selling them. Now, if you have a schematic or a book, those are probably worth a sell if you're never going to use them. But me personally, the experience is just better. So I go ahead and read them. Besides, unless you're really paying attention, there's a chance you might accidentally sell one of the books for a series that you need. Say you're using auto weapons that use 7.62, but the automatic weapons books do not give you the ability to bulk craft 7.62 ammo. It's actually the sniper guns, the sniper magazines that allow you to bulk craft 7.62 ammo. So if you've been selling them the whole time, there's little chance of reading all that series and being able to bulk craft your ammo. So be very, very careful about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this episode. You now know how the books, the schematics, and even the 2 recipes that are left in the game, how to use those, and where typically to find most of them. This is a long-running thing that you will likely have to do for your entire playthrough, so keep an eye out for all of your magazines inside all of the POIs that you go into. Check with your traders to make sure that they're not selling them, because they are in the sell inventory and as rewards for having done missions. They're in your drops, so make sure you check your drops. I will see you guys in the next one. You have a wonderful day, overnight, and stay shiny. Bye!